So good evening, everyone,
Good evening.
Evening.
and welcome to our November Bloomington Human Relations Commission special meeting. It is November 17th and 5 o'clock. As a reminder, this meeting is being live streamed, so we may have other online participants virtually, should I say. So we will start with the roll call of attendees. Commissioner Kai Ajay,
Present.
Commissioner Tony Jones,
Present.
Commissioner Karan Konam,
Present.
Commissioner Gary McGinnis,
Present.
Commissioner Nisha Kerry,
Present.
and Commissioner Rhonda Smith is present. Okay. We will proceed as the agenda has been presented to us. We're at item number 2 on our agenda for public comment. Do we have anyone participating virtually who would like to?
I have no one registered.
Okay, so we will move forward to item number 3, approval of the October meeting minutes. I think we've all had sufficient time to read and review. Can I get a, if there are no updates or suggested updates, can I get a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
I make the motion to approve the October minutes as presented.
I second it.
Okay. I will call for the vote if there's no discussion. The October meeting minutes have been properly moved for approval and second. All those in favor, I will go with Commissioner Konam.
Approve.
Thank you. Commissioner Kerry,
Aye.
Commissioner McGinnis,
Approved.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Ajay,
Aye.
and Commissioner Smith. Aye. Thank you, commissioners. All right, so agenda items, HRC's lead position for future Juneteenth celebrations. I know that I was contacted by Mr. Tyus, the deputy city manager, with conversation regarding this. I will pivot over to you, Mr. Hurt, to discuss this.
At the time the city, at the time it was proposed that the city have an official Juneteenth celebration, I was asked to put together what that would look like in terms of if it were a city holiday for the employees, what would be the cost of that? Or if it were not to be a city holiday for the employees, but the city would back a celebration, what would that look like? For us to take the lead on Juneteenth celebrations, follow right in line with our ordinance in terms of taking the lead on events and issues that promote diversity and inclusion in the city of Bloomington. Commissioner Jones informed me that there has been a local celebration going on since 1993. So it just seemed right that we should partner with this particular organization. And I'm going to pivot over to Commissioner Jones for more on that.
Sure. And just to give you some history, the organization that has historically coordinated the Juneteenth celebration in the community is the Bloomington Normal Black History Project. They basically launched the event during the early 90s. And then there was a point in which probably 2003 that they ceased operations, but another organization picked it up, a State Farm affinity group called the AAF, and they did it for about 10 years. And then recently, the Black History Project once again reactivated and started launching the event. So there's been a continuance of Juneteenth events in the community, starting with the 90s, that has been hosted by different organizations, and the original organization currently have been organizing Juneteenth events. And just by chance, I wear another hat. I'm part of the Bloomington Normal Black History Project organization. So I'm very in tune with what their activities are and been involved with their recent activities. Yeah, so any questions? I just wanted to provide some background so far as what's been going on in the community in regards to Juneteenth celebrations historically.
I have a comment on this agenda item. This is Commissioner Ajayi. I know that the proposal that Juneteenth be celebrated as a city holiday came from the city council. And I wonder if we should have the sponsoring council member come before us to explain what the vision was in the proposal so that we can at least get that input before we move forward, either with collaborating with the Black History Project, expanding on what they do, looking at it as a citywide holiday. I would hate for, well, let me just leave it there. I would like to hear more about the motivation behind the original proposal, the vision of that proposal, and then determine if it aligns with our purpose, as Mr. Hurt just said. On the surface, it would seem to. I would like to get more meat behind the council proposal, other than let's have a Juneteenth, okay, and then leave it to us to figure out. Surely there was some thought given to the proposal and some ideas about what form that this Juneteenth celebration should take. So I think it would be incumbent upon the city council to provide us with that information. And I think it would be appropriate to give them that space so they could share that vision with us, and we could take it into consideration in whatever we plan to do moving forward. Thank you.
Mr. Hurt, did did Mr. Tyus have any additional conversation with you on what their the city's thought process was behind this, their vision, or how they saw this kind of moving forward if it was approved? I do know that the brief conversation we had, it was not one where the Human Relations Commission would own anything, because I did make him aware that there was currently an organization hosting a Juneteenth celebration. And what he said was that the city would be looking to partner to add value to what was already in place, but I don't know much more than that. And so when we say holiday, what is the definition of holiday, I guess. I think I've heard some people express that they thought that that was going to be a paid day off, and I'm not sure that that was the intent, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, the the paid day off was erroneously reported by a couple of the news organizations. It is not a paid day off for city employees. Beyond talking about the mechanics of what that holiday would look like, Deputy City Manager Tice and I hadn't discussed anything about what this would look like. I think the appropriate person to contact would be Councilman Mwilambwe. It was his proposal. And I can contact him if you would like for him to address the commission in some form to give you his vision of what that would look like. I can certainly get in touch with him for that.
Would the commissioners like that, to hear him express his view on behalf of the council?
I think it would be
Yes.
beneficial for him to share some of his thoughts.
Yeah, on the same lines, also, when they say celebration, at least I would like more information on, is it like virtual, real, I mean, in person, or what does the event comprise of? So that will also probably give everyone more information.
So I know that Commissioner Jai has already shared his thoughts, and Commissioner Jones said yes. And so what I'm gleaning from your feedback, Commissioner Conam, is yes, you too. Commissioner McGinnis, are you in favor of the same?
Yes, I'm in favor of it. We need to get some more information, so that would be the best way to do it.
Okay. Commissioner Kerry?
Yes.
Okay. So then, Mr. Hurt, are you willing to take that as an action item to reach out to the alderman to invite him to
Absolutely.
participate? Thank you. Okay, so if we don't have any additional conversation around that agenda item, we will move forward to old business to discuss whether the PSCRB police reform meeting impacts future discussion of same, by the HRC. Mr. Hurt provided us the meeting minutes from their last meeting, or the one in which they were aiming to discuss the topic, and it was not included in their meeting minutes.
Yeah, I think the intent of the PSCRB was to have a more protracted discussion for their November meeting. I saw where they intended to invite local stakeholders. I know that Not in Our Town was mentioned, Black Lives Matter was mentioned, among a few other entities to invite to this discussion. But I also see that that November meeting has been canceled.
Oh, okay. So perhaps it will be on perhaps that's a large assumption, that that item will be placed on their December meeting as a topic. That's again a large assumption. So does the commission have a wish for any other action to be taken on this?
This is Commissioner Ajayi. I have a level of concern about conflating discussion by the PSCRB with discussion by us on this issue. I don't think it's the purview of any one particular commission. It's a community issue that impacts minority, disadvantaged, and oppressed communities who we are charged with protecting, or at least looking out for. So I think I don't think whether or not the PSCRB has discussions in this regard should impact whether we do or not. Beyond avoiding any duplication of effort, I think we should still have the authority. I believe we do have the authority and indeed the responsibility to discuss this issue moving forward.
Yeah, the thoughts, this is Commissioner Jones speaking. The thoughts that I have or suggestion I have is to contact the mayor or representative of city council and just kind of coordinate some conversation on action items in regards to this particular item there. It's just to basically have the conversation in regards to their blessings or concerns in regards to moving forward or basically making plans for next steps. Kind of a coordination as well as providing opportunity for them to provide their thoughts.
Commissioner Jones, are you saying to have this conversation with the mayor and admin constituents before we have this meeting with the general public?
Yeah, my thoughts is for the mayor, just say, hey, this is what let's just say, kind of a courtesy call. This is what we're planning to do. Does this sync up with what your plans with this other organization, outer committee? Just basically more of a courtesy in regards to touching base with them.
Any other thoughts? So for clarity, Commissioner Jones, you're indicating your suggestion is that we get insight from the mayor on this topic, right? Such as what we had the forum on for the community.
Yeah, that's just my thought from my perspective in regards to, yeah.
I was just trying to ensure that is the direction that you were saying to go. Mayor only is what you're saying?
I'm just threw out at least the mayor, whoever is deemed appropriate to have
Okay.
a conversation.
Anyone else?
I agree with Commissioner Jones. That seems like a reasonable approach.
To seek out Mayor Renner for,
Yeah.
okay. And would he set the direction for us to move forward, or we are just wanting to hear his thoughts?
Just,
I'm,
oh, someone was speaking, go ahead.
no, that was me. I'm just trying to ensure we have clarity on what his role is or will be.
Yeah, so here's my thinking. You know, he had asked the other commission to host something.
Mhm.
So just kind of like make sure that he has awareness that there's an appetite for the Human Relations Commission to do something. Is there any coordination or is there any conflict? So far as maybe they're going to do something to achieve the same thing, but not to do it in isolation, just kind of like getting his thoughts and his input.
Okay.
That's kind of what my thinking is.
Okay. Thank you. And Commissioner McGinnis, is that what you were thinking and saying, yes, let's speak to him on this topic?
I don't think we want his blessing, but I do think it would be a good idea to get some input from him and just see where he's going and
Okay.
then make a decision.
Okay. Anyone else? Commissioner Conam,
Yeah, I agree with Gary. Yeah, get his opinion.
Okay. I guess I just don't want this to just be a conversation that we take action on. Can we get a motion to do this so it's recorded?
I make the motion to share with the mayor the Human Relations Commission interest in hosting an additional police community forum and get his input and feedback on that.
I second the motion.
Okay. It has been properly moved and seconded. Is there any additional discussion before I call for the vote?
Please, nowhere have we discussed holding another forum. The question is whether we can address the issue of police reform. So my comments earlier were not directed specifically at whether or not we should hold or could hold or should hold another forum. The way it's stated in the agenda is, where is it? Discuss whether PSCRB police reform meetings impacts future discussion of same by HRC. Our discussion of same may take any one of a number of approaches, whether it be another public forum, whether it be just discussion in our meetings as an agenda item. And I think that definitely falls within our purview. I don't see any, I don't follow the logic in requesting input from the mayor about whether or not we can discuss the police reform.
Yeah, and just to speak to that, what I proposed was based on a previous meeting in which I had interpreted was a desire to host an additional session. So that was the premise of that. So if I misinterpreted that, that's why I stated that in that way, because I had the thought that that was the desire.
I'm trying to think of which meeting that was conducted where that topic was brought up. Maybe it was September. And we would have to look back at the meeting minutes. That was a topic on the table to do something additional, either early October, sometime in October, I believe.
Commissioner Jones is correct that issue,
Okay.
having another forum, was discussed. My point
Okay.
is that based on the way the agenda item is written, future discussion of same by HRC, I think it does not limit us to another forum, and I don't want us to limit our thinking. The only thing we can do is have another forum. There are various other actions we could take as regards police reform, even if it be just simply discussing the issue as a commission.
Mhm.
So that was the basis of my comment.
So we can move forward with this based on the way the motion was presented and seconded, and vote if there's a desire not to get input regarding holding another forum. Commissioners have every right to vote this down, or if that's their desire is to seek him out, his thoughts around hosting another forum, then they can vote in support of it.
The motion might be mute at this point because the spirit of the motion that I made was assuming that there was to be movement towards having another forum specifically. So that was the spirit of the motion that I made. But if there's no,
Yeah. But it's live and on the floor, so action has to be taken with it, is all I'm saying, is all that I'm saying, sorry.
Could we modify it and just make a motion that we would discuss with the mayor the role of HRC and this particular area and police reform, something like that, not mention a form?
Commissioner Jones owns the motion that was put forth. Are you wanting to rescind your motion?
I would like to rescind or modify the motion to basically reflect what Gary just stated.
Can you restate that?
Okay. I'll make the motion that we have discussion with the mayor on the topic of the Human Relations Commission potential role on the topic of police reform.
I second it.
Okay, so it has been properly moved that the commission has a discussion with Mayor Renner regarding the commission's role around or with the police reform topic.
Yes.
Okay, and second by Commissioner Kerry. Okay, any discussion on this motion before I call for the vote?
Point of order, Madam Chair. We actually currently have two motions on the floor because the original motion was not officially withdrawn, but that's just nitpicking Robert's Rules of Order. My comments on this most recent motion is I find it objectionable that we should be talking about reaching out to the mayor for any sort of, it smacks of approval from the mayor. If we're reaching out to get insight, even then, I mean, we are all adults. We can read minutes. We can read agendas. We can see what the PSCRB is doing. It's within our purview to reach out to leadership of the PSCRB to discuss coordination of efforts. I personally don't see any value in reaching out to the mayor for his input on this matter. If we were going to reach out to anyone, I'm not even going to say that. I'll just end my statement with I don't see any value in reaching out to the mayor on this topic. Thank you.
Thank you. So there are actually two live motions on the floor. Let's go back to the first one. Commissioners have the right to vote it up or down. And that was the motion that Commissioner Jones put forth in stating that the commission should reach out to Mayor Renner to discuss moving forward, get his input on moving forward with hosting a second forum, and Commissioner McGinnis seconded that.
And
So
I drew that one. Or was my intent to withdraw that when I made the second?
Yes. We are going forward. Commissioners vote up or down if you vote it down, we will move forward to the second one. Commissioner McGinnis,
No.
Commissioner Conam,
No.
Commissioner Kerry on the first motion. I'm sorry, I didn't understand. Mr. Hurt, did you get that response?
Yes, she voted it down.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Jones,
No.
Commissioner Ajay,
Nay.
and Commissioner Smith is no. So the motion fails. We will move forward to the second motion that's on the floor where the commission seeks out Mayor Renner's input on the commission's role with regards to police reform. Commissioner Conam,
Aye.
Commissioner McGinnis,
Aye.
Commissioner Kerry,
Yes. Oh,
Commissioner Kerry said aye, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Ajay,
Nay.
and Commissioner Smith says aye. So the motion carries. And that does not void or prohibit the commission from continuing to have our own discussions around this police reform topic and making decisions on other things. Okay. The next sub bullet is the reminder to submit items, milestones that we have completed for the 2020 accomplishments to Mr. Hurt. And I think you had a due date for us, right, Mr. Hurt? What was the date you wanted us to have that to you by?
Yes, we did.
I was looking for it.
Yeah, it's not jumping out at me either. I
Yeah,
think it's that second week in December we talked about, though.
okay. Was it the 18th, that Friday, or was it the 4th? So second week of December, we will get something back out to you. And I don't think we have an update on the review that's being done by the city administrative and legal staff for the minority and women ordinance yet.
No,
Is that
I
correct?
don't have
Okay.
an update.
All right, good. The harassment training email that came out, just a reminder, if you haven't completed it already on YouTube and sign your document and send it back in, please do so. Everyone received that email, correct?
Yes.
All commissioners? Okay, thank you. And then Mr. Hurt sent an email to us about some available training that took place, accommodating people with disabilities. It was a lunch and learn online, virtual. Did anyone participate in that lunch and learn? I know I tried to log in and was unsuccessful in finding the link. Did any other commissioners participate in that training?
Yes, I attended, and it was very good information, very insightful for me. So, and just kind of a tip for those particular sessions, you have to register ahead of time, and then they'll send you the link, the WebEx link to join the session. But you have to do it ahead of time because they won't share the link until after you register, and they send it like the day of the event.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. Were there any other topics that we needed to discuss? So let's go around the room virtually here. Commissioner Jones.
The one item that I have to share is that the Martin Luther King Awards program website has been updated, and it currently has the nomination forms for both Bloomington and the town of Normal. So, and this could be shared, the link actually after the meeting, so everyone will have this, so you can basically help spread the information network and promote the fact that the nominations are currently being accepted via the website. And the current deadline for the nominations is December the 5th. And that's pretty much all I have, but I'll make sure that the link is shared with you. But if you want it now, it's www.mlkawards.com.
Okay, thank you. But you're going to send it.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Anything else, Commissioner Jones?
That's all I had.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner McGinnis?
Nothing.
So let me go backwards a little. Mr. Hurt, do you have information to share on the MLK, the potential speakers, the information you've sent out?
Yes, I think it was our last meeting. We talked about some names of speakers. As events progressed in the news, I think some of those speakers would be probably controversial in the wrong way for this particular venue. So earlier today, I sent out to the commissioners a new list of individuals that I'd contacted to join us or as speakers for our event. So you should have those names in your email.
Yes, I saw the email and read the list of names. Thank you, Mr. Hurt. Okay. Let's go on. Commissioner McGinnis, did I call your name already?
Yes, nothing.
Okay. Okay. Commissioner Conan, did I reach out to you?
Nothing from my end.
Okay. Commissioner Kerry.
Nothing.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Jai.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Let me begin by congratulating Mr. Hurt on his installation as the Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer for the City of Bloomington. It's a well-deserved honor, and I look forward to
Thank
the
you.
wonderful things you're going to do in that office. So congratulations.
Yes, bravo.
Thank you.
I'd like to say, please don't take this the wrong way. I feel that we all need to step up our game a little bit as commissioners. We tend to come to these meetings and review agenda items, and basically, whatever's on the agenda, we're going to say, okay, let's move on. We don't really have meaningful discussion. We're not really bringing things to the table that could impact our community. It's as though we're waiting for leadership as opposed to leading. I really feel we could do so much on this commission, and we need input from each and every one of us. It's painful for me to sit for 38 minutes and really hear little of substance. Right? We talked about the PSCRB and the issue of police reform. This is a critical issue, and we want to pass, I won't say pass the buck. We want to wait and hear what the mayor has to say. What do we have to say? What is our position on this? We talk about MLK, very important issue. That's always at the forefront of our discussions. So my charge to all of us, me included, is let's have some reflection. What are the issues impacting our community? How can we help address those issues? Let's bring those ideas to this table. We have 4 weeks in between meetings when we could be thinking about this and bringing it up for discussion. And we just seem to sit around the table and be quiet when, what issues do you have to raise? Nobody has any. I don't want to be the only one who's trying to shake things up here. I need some help from y'all. It's not as though everything is hunky-dory and rosy in this community. The election just showed us that more than half of us are supportive of policies that are exclusionary. Our job is to be inclusive and to make sure people are well represented. Let's do the work. I don't mean to sound, whatever. It's just my heart is heavy, right? I feel like I'm at war. I'm at war for my life. As a Black American in this country, I'm not safe walking down the street because half of my neighbors don't respect my right to live. That's painful. We have an opportunity to make change, and we're not doing anything. We need to work, people. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Jai, for holding us accountable to that. Did not take it as you being negative or mean. Sometimes the leaves on the tree need to be shaken. So thank you. Let's see. Just a quick announcement that Commissioner Suresh stepped down from the commission last month. I think he relocated is what I was advised of, and the mayor is working to appoint another commissioner to the commission. So.
And the new commissioner will be presented to council November 23rd. So if all goes well there, he will join us for our December meeting.
Okay, thanks for that input. Okay. That's all that I have, other than December 9th is when we will reconvene. And let's see if we can step up to the challenge that Commissioner Jai has just put forth. Let's do something a little different than walking through the agenda. That's my challenge to myself and to all others. Not that we will speak it with as much passion as Commissioner Jai, but I don't think we can get there. But the challenge is that we all bring something to the table to help make a difference in the community. And with that, I will ask for a motion to join the November meeting.
I make the motion that we adjourn the November meeting.
Is there a second from another commissioner?
I'll second
please?
it.
Okay.
I make a motion to adjourn the November meeting.
Okay. Commissioner Kerry, Commissioner Jones made the motion, got in there before you, but thank you for your willingness to do so. And Commissioner McGinnis properly second. So I will call for the vote. Commissioner Kerry, are you in support of adjourning the meeting?
Huh?
Commissioner Conam,
Aye.
Commissioner McGinnis,
Aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Ajay,
Aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
and Commissioner Smith, aye. The November 17th special meeting has been properly adjourned. Thank you, Mr. Hurt, for your presence and for working with us. And once again, congratulations.
Thank you all.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Commissioner Smith, before you go, can I get a clarification on who seconded the motion to adjourn?
Commissioner McGinnis.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Good night, all.
Good night.
All righty. Good night, Commissioner Kerry.